Maybe like a lot of people, you've been asking yourself, why when we talk about the Second Amendment, do some people say that it's about a well-regulated militia, while other people say that it's about my individual right to keep a gun? And it's because in 2008, the United States Supreme Court decided to reinterpret and reread the Second Amendment. You see, the Second Amendment reads like this: a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's the Second Amendment. Well, you see, in 2008, the plain reading of the Second Amendment, that it's about a well-regulated militia and that states can have well-regulated militias, like we have National Guards today, that states can operate their own National Guard and not only the federal government can have a military force, but states can have them as well. Our current version of a well-regulated militia. But in 2008, the United States Supreme Court in the Heller decision decided that it was really all about the comma. Now, you might think I'm making this up. You might think there's no way the Supreme Court could change the reading of the Second Amendment by focusing on the placement of a comma. But that's exactly what they did. You see, it was Anthony Scalia who said that the reading of the Second Amendment should be a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. That was what he called introductory. I'll read his comments in a moment. Comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So he suggested that it was that beginning portion there. Didn't really mean much. It was just introduction. It was really only the ending that had the punch, that the Second Amendment was just clearing its throat, getting ready to say the thing it really wanted to say, which was simply the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The amendment's prefatory clause announced a purpose, Scalia wrote, but does not limit or expand the scope of the second part, the operative clause. So he decides to say that the beginning of the Second Amendment, well, that was just a preface, but the operative part was the second portion. Here's what's frustrating. You hear a lot of Republicans, you hear a lot of gun supporters saying that they just want to return to constitutional law, where we can just have a plain, simple reading of the Constitution. Wouldn't that be great if we read the Second Amendment just like that? Then he goes on to say the operative clause's text and history demonstrate that it connotes an individual right to keep and bear arms. That's why in 2008, the United States Supreme Court said, because of the placement of that comma, people have the right to keep and bear arms, and that's what can't be infringed. Now, we've been having a debate about guns in this country for a long time, but for a long time we said, okay, people can have guns, but they can be regulated, and they need to be regulated because they cause harm and because they infringes on the rights of other people to have life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So we've been saying to ourselves, how are we going to handle our gun situation? And up until 2008, we were regulating guns. And then the Supreme Court said what the Second Amendment is about is an individual's right to keep and bear arms. That's not what it meant in its founding. In fact, the states that ratified the Second Amendment, many of the states, the copy of the Second Amendment that they had, it didn't include the comma. There was no comma. So there's no way that's what we meant. Now, this conversation has been going on. It was litigated before the Supreme Court, and the Scalia opinion won. 4 justices ruled with him. We have to change our gun laws, and we have to change our reading of the Second Amendment. But if you're in conversations with people and you can't seem to get your minds together because you keep saying it's about a militia and they're saying it's about individual rights to bear arms, well, you should have a conversation with your friends about how much power they want to give a comma, because that comma is literally killing us.